Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back, welcome back. I have fixed the porch and we are going to do the siding. One thing I know for sure we're going to do is we're going to do the green trim around the windows in the door. I believe the plaster is the one who gave us the colors. Wow, that is a really bright green. That is really bright. That's really bright. And that's really bright. I don't know about that. That marble sure is pretty, but I don't think that would... Oh, that's dirt anyway, and it's the wrong color. Oh, goodness me, goodness me. No. Well, we may have to go with those really bold colors. Yep. Oh yeah, that's definitely too busy for what we're looking for. You know, I realize these are grass blocks, but that's actually closer to the color that I want. You know, I think that's what we're gonna do. Let me go get some grass. Let's go get some grass. No, we'll use that yellow and that green. It may just be a little too bold. We'll see. We're gonna mess with it and see. Okay, let's make one stack of those. That really is bright. Let's go ahead. I mean, you know, it can be whatever we want it to be. And who knows, by the time we get finished, maybe it'll look good. But we definitely need some color because this is just all so neutral. So maybe a little color would be good. And if it looks completely ridiculous, we can always take it out. Alright, so let's start with learning how to place blocks, Lavella. Wow, that is bright. That is bright. Wow. Okay. That is really bright. But then again, like I said, by the time we get the roof on and everything, maybe it'll look good as a whole. Well, it certainly stands out. Okay, so let's see what this looks like. It would be amazing if they could like if you've ever played any of the Sims games, 1, 2, 3, or 4. Now, I've never played 4, but I have all the others. I don't have all the expansions for 3, but I do have all the expansions for 1 and 2. Some of them for 3. Oh, come on. But anyway, when you build in Sims, you can actually like paint the other side. Nope. And you don't have to do the double walls like this. Really don't know that I'm gonna like this. It's kinda crazy for me anyway, but we're gonna go with it for now. For now. Yeah, I was just at my dad's a few days ago. We had a death. I mentioned this in my Minecraft series, but there was his friend. I said they'd been best friends for 40 plus years, and that was true. But there was a lot more to that plus than I realized. They had actually been friends for 52 years. My dad and the captain. They were in the police force together, and they both retired after 20-something years from the police department. And Captain he was a really great man. He was ornery. Oh my gosh, he was ornery. He was always pulling pranks on people. But he passed recently because of cancer. And it was pretty hard on my dad. Obviously, it's hard on his family too, the captain's family. But my dad's a little lost right now because he no longer has his best friend. And it's a pretty sad deal. But as far as the service goes, it was pretty impressive as far as funerals are never fun. Whether you do the traditional funeral or whether you do wakes or whatever, there's a loss and there's grieving and mourning, and I don't care how nice a funeral is, it's never a good thing, in my opinion. But it was for an officer, it was pretty impressive. He was also in the National Guard, so it wasn't just, but the primary focus was, the police. But anyway, they had, of course, the American flag was on the casket, and 1, 2, we'll go with 3. And let's just make one more stack of those. Well, that's not a full stack, that'll work. But anyway, at the church, the service was actually held at a church, and they had the casket up front, and there was the American flag laying across the top of it. And the police chaplain performed the service, and he did a very good job. He didn't preach too much, but he said just enough. And it's hard to take comfort in a time like that, and it's hard to know what to say to somebody at a time like that. But I think he did a really good job. And it was amazing how many police officers were there to pay their respects. Some of them were in the honor guard, and they would have been there regardless, just because it was a police officer that was lost. And normally, my dad said normally that whenever you have the funeral procession, normally there are 2 motorcycle cops at the beginning and 2 at the end, blocking traffic for the funeral procession. Wow, that is really bright. But for Captain, there were 14. So that was an impressive display. And when we were sitting there and people kept coming in, of course they have the family sitting by themselves, and then of course there were all the friends. And Captain also, he started working for our state fairgrounds before he actually retired from the police department. And then he continued working for them after he retired from the police department. Let's go get some more of our foundation blocks. Wow, I have a lot of terraforming to do out here. Anyway, so there were a lot of people from our fairgrounds, from our state fairgrounds. A lot of the somebody might consider important people. And that was pretty impressive that they had that much of a turnout. Oh, let's go ahead and get this yellow over here. But the thing was, people kept walking up, to get in their seats and stuff. And then after the actual service, they opened the casket so people could view. And I'm never a big fan of that, but it is what it is, and it's just part of it sometimes. But I kept seeing all these police officers, and we're talking, they had quite a few gold stripes on their sleeves. It wasn't just, every police officer is important, don't get me wrong, but the chief of police was there, and there were a lot of stripes on those jackets. There were a lot of stars on those jackets. A lot of people that had put in many, many years of service, and they just kept coming. I kept thinking, well, that's got to be all of them, but nope. They just kept coming. There were more and more and more and more. I cannot believe it. Then we got out to the graveside, or site. Graveside or site, either one works, I suppose. And my dad told me, he's like, don't scream when the guns go off. And I was like, what? I didn't say anything, but I'm thinking, why would I scream? But anyway, they did a gun salute, and someone played taps, and they did the folding of the flag and presenting it to the widow. It was really sad, but that's what happens when you lose somebody. Okay, let's, I'm going to have to quit talking about it now because it's getting to me. But he was a really good man, and he was a very large part of my life because he was a large part of my father's life. So basically I grew up with him as part of my life. And the worst part for me personally was seeing how lost my father was. And I don't know, you know, a lot of people I'm sure are this way. It's when it's your own personal pain, a lot of times you just bite the bullet and you work through it and you deal with it. But when you see somebody you love in pain, it's not quite as easy to shut it down. So, let's see. Okay, we need, let's put a ceiling in. We got the siding on. Really not sure about this yellow and green. Really not sure, but we are going to leave it. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to quit obsessing over it. We're going to leave it for now. I mean, we only have so many textures to choose from, and we have quite a few textures to choose from. It's not like, oh, I need to put this back down somewhere. Somewhere. We'll throw it down right here. It's fine. Just so we have it. Okay, let's go get some stone. Oh, did I start my timer? I think I did. Let me double check. So we don't have a 2-hour video. Yes, okay. We have about a little less than 15 minutes left. But anyway, it was a very nice service. Everyone involved did a very good job with their part. And it gave us, you know, it's really sad that we don't spend enough time with our families sometimes. At least I don't. I don't spend enough time with my family. But, you know, there's a funeral and everybody gets together. There's, you know, a wedding or whatever. And it brings the family together. And it's good that the family comes together, but it's not good that it takes something so drastic to make that happen. And I'm really glad I went because my mom was actually sick that day. So she couldn't go with my dad, and he would have had to go by himself. Oh, excuse me. And that would have just been horrible. Okay, let's put these up for now. We're going to work on the ceiling. And I know I should rearrange these, but they'll be okay as is. Alright, dirt. Let's put that up. Okay. We're going to need quite a bit for this ceiling. And it's not going to be possible to make too much because we're going to use it throughout the whole house. So, let's go ahead. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We'll do 10 stacks. We'll get the ceiling in. And I'm probably going to have to redo this furniture because it's really bugging me. I don't like it. Okay, plaster. This is the one we're going to use for the ceiling. So, there we go. That willow, I don't know where that came from, but it just kind of sprouted there. And I'm okay with that because it actually adds a really nice detail. Out of the way, out of the way. Oh, it's not gonna let me walk back here. I know, this is so exciting. Another thing that allowed me to do, other than the trivial thing of seeing what color the house was at this current time, was my son and my nephew had gone on vacation to the Grand Canyon, Las Vegas, Hoover Dam, and they were coming back that day. And my nephew was like, "Can you take Jerry home?" And so I was like, "Sure." So I took my son back home, and so that gave me a little more time, gave me an opportunity to spend some time with my son, which that's always a good thing for me. I loves my baby, even though he's hardly a baby anymore. He's 22, but he's my baby. He will always be my baby. That used to really frustrate him when he was younger. "Mom, I'm not a baby. Mama, I'm not a baby. Quit saying I'm a baby. I'm not a baby." So you are my baby, and you will be my baby, even when you are 80 years old. It has nothing to do with how old you are. It has to do with the fact that you're my baby. Well, you know, I was thinking that we just might have all this left over. But, thinking maybe we're not going to have as much left over as I anticipated. It's eating it up pretty quick. Let me in here. Got all this crap in the way. Oh my gosh. And I'm hitting the wrong buttons. That's helpful. That's even better. All right. That's what I was working for. Just to get that small enough that I could just go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Huh. Yeah. I thought we were going to have stacks left over, but it looks as if we'll be doing good just to have tittle time, just to have enough for this room, or these rooms. It's actually 2 rooms. I am going to have to do some experimenting with the roof, because I can do roofs in Minecraft all day long, but I don't have a whole lot of experience with roofs in Rising World. considering the shapes that we have available to us, I would imagine it shouldn't be horribly difficult. Okay. We are making some progress. We have a ceiling. All right. And this should be the door. Yeah, that's gonna be fun. Now this is not a huge doorway like the front door. It's really more of an arch square. Well, it's not. How high did we make that one? Just 4 high? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. We could probably make that one more. Really tempted to make that one more, but we'll go with the 4 for now. Okay, so that's the doorway. Oh, and there's another table here we'll have to do. Okay. Should we go ahead and do this furniture? I really don't know how I'm gonna do that fireplace. I'm not very good at them in here. May have to practice and play with it. Really tempted to put the windows in, get where the house originally had windows. But we're gonna leave it for now. For now. Alright, so well, you know what we can do, because I really don't want to start on another room right this moment. Let's look at the crafting stations. These we've had already. Paper press, there it is. Lumber and iron plates. Turn cloths into rags and rags into paper. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. We'll just take this with us because all of our materials for that are over at the other area. And maybe if we leave this green and yellow up long enough, I'll get used to it. That just looks so loud. So bright. And there are neighborhoods that have bright colored houses and they look fantastic together. You have one house that's green and one that's blue and one that's yellow, and you got all these different colors and they look great together because they're beautiful. They have all the colors and it's great. But this sitting by itself, the way it's going to be, it just... You're probably going to come back to another episode and that's going to be a totally different color. Probably something boring like white with the green trim. That's probably what's going to happen. Okay. We need Ion plates. I'll just leave those. Iron plates, maximum. Yep, my time's up. Okay, hang on. Alright, so let's throw that bench down. Where is it? 2. We're not going to worry about where it used to sit. We're just going to toss it down. So we can use it. 64 lumber, and I have 56. Well, pretty sure we got some wood in here. Yeah, we do. Let's go with that's enough. Crafting station. Paper press. No options on the texture. Ready, set, go. Wow, that seemed to take forever. That's kind of cool looking. Okay, so it said cloth into rags, rags into paper. That's what it said. Okay. I am right clicking this stuff in just like I would ore into the smelter. Oh, there we go. What do I do now? Wait, am I supposed to pick that up? Rags. Okay, let's put those back. Let's do this again. You have to wet the rags. What? What did it say? Gotta read faster. You have to wet the rags in order to turn them into paper. And how exactly am I supposed to wet the rags? Is there a thing to put water in somewhere? Don't we have a water bucket? We do. Does it have water in it? I don't think so. Yeah, my video is going to be too long. I didn't realize it was going to be this big of a process. Hang on. And for those of you who already know all this, you don't even have to stick around. You can just go do your thing. Okay. We have a bucket of water. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and fill up our canteen while we're here. Just in case. And let's go ahead and get a drink. Okay. So we did everything we need to do at the water. Come on. Up you go. Up you go. Yep, yeah. Okay, so okay, I held down the right click, and apparently it poured water all over it. Do we have to wait a while? Or is it just one of those things? Nope. We have paper. We have paper. Okay. That's cool. Oh my gosh, that yellow's driving me crazy. I think I'm gonna have to change it to white. We'll put white brick or something. Well, apparently you take the paper and you make a map. I have no idea how to make a map. So, I wonder if you do it over here. See, if maybe it's under tools. No, it wouldn't be under tools. Utilities. No. Miscellaneous. Map. Okay. That was pretty simple. Oh, and there's my map. So how do I open it? Oh, M. So we just walk around. How far do we have to go for it to work? Oh, well, it looks like it's almost full. Huh. Oh, and here's your coordinates. You know, that is pretty darn nifty. To be honest, I was kind of hoping that when they got to the map process, it would be more like, for those of you who played Diablo 2, you know how it's like a see-through overlay. What is this? Why can't I get it? Maybe that's the thistles that I've heard about. Okay, so let's walk out here. I wonder if this cow is going to be on the map. You want to be famous, cow? Cow doesn't show up. Oh, and you can zoom in with your scroll button. Okay, that's going to be pretty handy. But yeah, I did. I was hoping for excuse me. I was hoping for an overlay map. It's something that you could see as you traveled. But I have to say, I'm pretty happy with what we got with the paper. I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, well, we're back in our bright yellow house. But yeah, I think I am. I think I'm going to take that yellow off and go with just some white brick. I know, it's boring, but I'm a boring person. I think we're going to go with the white brick, and we'll keep the green for a color, something that'll pop. But I don't know if I'll keep that bright green or if maybe I'll go with grass blocks. Because it's a softer green. It's a little more dull. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, I have gone way too long on this video, and I'm sure I'm going to get fussed at. But thank you very much for taking the time to watch, and we will see you later.